Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Thank you for taking time to cruise in for Car Club Talk with Robert, Randy, and Dana. And hey, we're all in the studio today.
All together.
All together again.
Welcome back, Robert.
Hey, welcome to our home in Lone Star Community Radio Studios, housed here in Conroe Tower and the county where the flag of the Lone Star State was born. I'm Randy Weldon along with Robert Helmer and Dana Pritchard, and sequestered back in the sound room / safe booth is our sound engineer and producer, Dick Schischler. We are broadcasting from Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 and 106.1 FM. And we're also streaming on irlonestar.com. We are streaming worldwide, actually, there on Facebook, on YouTube. And if you want to go specifically to our program, it's irlonestar.com/CCCT. And somebody told me there was a website, Robert.
CruisinCarClubTalk.com.
Is that's real?
That's
it's live?
real. Yeah,
And
that's
do we
real.
have a Facebook page still?
We still do.
Randy's operating the Facebook page.
Is it updated?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It just doesn't have the last 10 shows on there.
Probably not the last 30, but you know.
For a guy who is in IT, we're sitting here waiting for the to be updated.
I'm not really in IT. I'm more in TV, but you know.
You're the computer guy, man. And we look towards you to give us guidance.
He wasn't bribed with biscuits.
I do. I know where the on button is on the computer, but.
Hey, you make an income running servers.
I do that. So I'll get it updated. I just gotta remember.
But on
remember
our
where the
website,
page is.
CruisinCarClubTalk.com, we have over 35 different videos now uploaded. And so
you've
go check it out.
You've kept your kids busy.
Yeah.
And did y'all know that I have it on my website?
I've hired
too?
a lot of 13-year-olds.
I have it on my website too. There's a link under woodlandsperformance.com. If you go to talk show,
right,
click on it, and it has our shows on there. Actually.
Well, that's great.
How many episodes you got up there?
Several. And you can click on the link that goes right to our website.
Yeah.
So.
See, she doesn't have an IT company.
Yeah, right. No. I got to hire more 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
No.
What do you have on your What do you have on the agenda for your side of this today?
Okay. Hello, everyone, and I'm Robert Helmer, and we're your host on Cruisin' Car Club Talk. And on today's show, we're going back to October the 2nd, Cars and Coffee, and we did an interview with Jeff Bridge. He is with the organization, the Hands of Justice, a survivor support and awareness outreach group. They educate the community about human trafficking. And, Houston's the #1 city in the nation
for human trafficking. Yeah. I learned that while we were sitting there with Jeff.
And Hands of Justice is our 2025 Spotlight charity for the Woodlands Cars and Coffee for a Cause. So they're a Spotlight charity, and they've been coming out every single month with information.
Yeah, we had what was the lady's name? Dawn in here, who's the CEO of that. But Jeff he's with the men's group.
Right. Yeah, he handles the men's group for the group and for the organization, and they do a lot. They help really get these people back in society, and
get these girls back in society. Yeah.
When you watch the video, he'll explain all the stuff that they do. They do quite a lot, and
there's a lot of brainwashing going on with that. That's what they're trying to break them from.
Yeah, you got to break them from that, and then get them back to where they're able to operate themselves in the natural environment and be self-sufficient. So
without feeling controlled.
Yep. And in the studio, we are going to have Natasha, the owner and founder of Laguna Auto Detail Supplies.
Did we ever figure out how to say her last name?
Like
Natasha something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll ask her when she comes in here.
Okay. And also we'll have some recall news and some upcoming events.
Well, what's the recall news?
I got my own recall.
You got a recall
Yeah, I got my own recall letter in here today.
on the Mustang?
It's on the 2018 Mustang, and it's for the backup camera. And it says,
You just now got that?
I just now got this. Okay.
Is that why people are backing up into the trees?
It says the rear view camera display sometimes goes blank or distorted images. I just thought it was dirty. It's like, I need to go clean it, because every once in a while when I actually do wash the car, wipe that off, and I got a good image. Now it's like, okay, this could be a problem, it could be not. But guess what? This is another recall where there is no remedy.
Well, just so you know, that's not the reason I was backing into stuff. My reason was Buffalo Wild Wings and a long night there. But well, you've been there with me before.
Yeah, when it was a long night.
Yeah.
When it was a long night.
Well, it was his birthday, I think,
Yep.
and we were having adult beverages. And
Oh, okay.
Randy had one or two too many. And
So everything was blurry, not just
were-
the rear
we were
camera.
talking about Cubs that night, I remember.
It was blurry and cuddly and yeah.
But I love how they send you a letter and telling you the problem, and then tell you what to do is wait for another letter.
You're waiting for the actual recall letter. So the notification.
No, this is an actual recall letter. I'm waiting for what they're going to do to solve the problem.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they don't know what they're doing yet.
The parts are not available. Ford Motor Company is working on to provide parts for this repair. When the remedy becomes available, the Ford Motor Company will notify you through mail to schedule a service appointment. So there's no remedy. And it's the same thing with this other recall for the 24, and this is both Mustangs, 24 to 25 Mustang. This is where the water is leaking into the module and causing the electronics to go crazy. Yeah. There's no remedy for that. So they're just saying, hey, you bring it in and we'll just re-glue it, because that's the actual problem. That it was
Actually, I saw that they were just bring it in. We're going to re-glue it. I
Right,
did see
right.
that. Yeah. I mean, that's a remedy. That's just probably
Yeah.
not what you want to hear. And it sounded to me like on the first one, they just don't have all the replacement parts yet.
right.
So
It could be replacing just the lenses on the cameras or something. I don't know.
it's
I don't know what they're going to do.
That's got to be a software thing.
Yeah.
If the
But
camera
they're
works,
blaming the other recall on the actual sealant not being correct.
sure, probably dried up and left cracks or whatever.
Yeah. But it sounds like it is creating some really bad problems. So when your tail lights and your license plate light and your side markers are all going out, so it's like, man, you could burn something up.
Minor details. I mean,
Yeah.
if you came from my era, you can remember sticking your hand out the window to turn left like this and like that, to turn right like that to stop.
The old handbook, the driver's handbook. That's what there was in there.
It was in there. My grandmother's car, that I can remember my mother would take us in that car every now and then, didn't have turn signals on it originally.
Didn't have seat belts either.
It didn't. I never even thought about that. But I can remember the hand signals being used, and then later on they got an add-on aftermarket turn signal thing that they put on the car.
Kids are jumping around in the back seat. I used to ride on the back dash part,
Yep.
and we still survived.
We did somehow. Somehow. It doesn't explain our mental condition, but but we're still here and laughing about it. So
Yeah. And let's talk about the last Cars and Coffee where we had the supercars there.
Supercar Showcase came out and joined us with their exotics and specialty cars. We had about 30 or 40 of them attend. So it was a nice change. Not everybody was happy about the parking.
No.
No, but it
regulars.
sure brought a lot of pedestrians out.
pedestrian traffic.
The traffic was, it was a lot.
So I did. Yeah, I get busy doing whatever I do out there.
Yeah, what do you do?
I'm not sure. I take up space. But I saw a McLaren come in. I know we had a Lambo. What else was out there?
We had some Audis come in, Porsches.
Oh, it was everything. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few rare cars that you don't see, and this is what the Supercar Showcase brings in. They travel to different locations each month with different special events.
Yeah.
In fact, they're having a Cars and Candy coming up.
Cars and Candy?
Yeah, Cars and Candy. It's going to be at the fitness center off of Six Pines Drive in Shenandoah. and it's going to be a kind of a trunk or treat, but
Oh, I think I seen the flyer on that one.
Yeah, I
So,
saw something this week on the news where somebody had in a parade was passing out candy or throwing out candy, and they found needles in the candy. This was here in Houston.
That was here.
Yeah.
I thought people stopped doing that kind of stuff.
Well,
They need to.
it's amazing to me, and I mean, this was a city of Houston parade. It's like,
Yeah, they were just talking about the apples given away during Halloween until everybody started putting razor blades back in 20 years ago.
yeah, I remember that.
And now, that nobody does that anymore. So it's like,
Don't now that you brought it up,
yeah.
That's the problem. People get these ideas and they do this stuff.
Yeah.
and they
Did
should-
you hear about not to buy Halloween candy 2 or 3 weeks before Halloween because they say that everyone eats it before Halloween?
but then it's on sale by the time you buy it that day.
Yeah, after Halloween you buy it, and
Yeah.
then you get a bigger problem. So
And also, we got to remind everybody that we're going to Dallas tomorrow.
we are going to Dallas tomorrow. That's
So
right.
we're going to do the Mustang Club of America board meeting. And a lot of things that people don't realize is they can come up to us, since we are board members, that if they have a concern or they say, hey, can you get this idea to Jeff, the president, or can you get this idea to the organization? And it's like, yes, come up to us, tell us what you think that the Mustang Club of America needs to do. And we would take that to the board meeting to Dallas.
You know, they can also, we like to know they're coming, but if they're a Mustang Club of America member, they can attend the meeting.
Yeah, which I would really like to see more people do that.
Yeah, they can't get floor time during the meeting. They would have to have us present that
Right.
for them, but they're welcome to attend the meeting. I mean, it's their club.
Yep, it's your club, and put your input. It's a nationwide club. So you'd like to have a national show down here in Houston? Maybe you need to raise your voice.
So are you riding with me tomorrow, or I'm coming back?
I thought you said you were going to stay an extra day.
I am. I'm coming back Sunday night.
So did you have to take off work, I guess, the last couple of days?
It's called vacation.
Do you have a lot more left for the rest of the year?
Well, I'm burning them all up because it's almost at the end of the year. Yeah.
That's good.
Then you
Yeah.
get your sick days.
You get them back. Yeah. Well, it's not considered sick days or vacation days no more. It's just personal days.
It's PTO.
Yep.
They acronymed it
Yep.
PTO.
That's it.
Yeah, personal time off.
That's
Yeah,
it.
not the parent-teacher organization.
It's not that either.
Wouldn't have gone. Wouldn't even know that.
So you're
No.
going to be traveling buddies.
Yeah, well, he's not coming with me because he doesn't want to stay until Sunday night. But
Yeah,
But,
I want to leave as soon as the meeting's over Saturday.
so, what about January Biloxi with the National?
Now, it
Board
may
of
take me
Directors
2
meeting?
days to get back home because the GPS always loses me. It's like the last time we went to the meeting, I turned the GPS on and I had to call Randy and said, look, it keeps wanting to put me on the toll road. And I've already turned that option off, but yet he goes, yeah, you're about 2 or 3 miles away from the hotel. You need to make a U-turn and come back. So,
Yeah, he's telling me what he's looking at, and I'm guiding. Turn here, turn there.
But you didn't get the notification that there was a recall on that too?
no.
Yeah, it's on an
Only when Robert's
Apple
driving
phone.
the car.
Yeah. That's why you got to call Randy because Randy's been everywhere.
I've been around a little bit.
So,
Yeah.
He'll tell you where all the donut shops and everything
All the
are at.
biscuits
That's,
are.
I know where
That's
where
it.
the donut shops
Every
are. That's
biscuit,
right.
every Hooters, every Twin Peaks.
I do know where every Hooters. That used to be my my account nationally. So yes, I know
I
where
think
those
Berlin
are.
and the Northside Mustang Car Club, he's the head of the Hooters locations.
He's on the Hooters committee.
Yeah,
for-
he's on the Hooters
Well,
committee.
Actually, I think Vernon's got a leg up on me there. He knows them better than I do.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Lego.
Yeah, leg up. So, what about January? National Board of Directors installation down in Biloxi, Mississippi. You make your hotel res for that yet,
No, I haven't.
dude?
I didn't know anything about that
He
one.
was going to shack up with you.
Yeah,
No, he's not. But
that's the hardest thing to do with these guys in this group is carpool. Everybody's got an excuse. Oh, I got relatives down there. I'm staying an extra week and stuff like that. So I haven't been able to do any carpooling.
That's because everybody wants to drive like Mario. Andre.
you should ride tomorrow with Tracy Templar.
Well, I think they got the same thing. He's on a cruise.
He's on a cruise somewhere south of of I think Dominican Republic. No, he's south of Puerto Rico this morning.
That's
so.
what a lot of retired people always seem to be doing is cruising. Everybody in my family that's retired, it's what's their next cruise?
You want to catch me in a boat?
Claustrophobia. It's a good deal.
Plus,
it's a
you
good
come back
experience.
with a bad stomach ache.
Bad stomach ache or the flu, one of the two.
If you come back with a stomach ache, it's mostly from overeating.
Overeating?
No, I'm talking about how the stomach ache that catches to every single person on the cruise.
or adult beverages, beer.
Yeah. So we should get out here, give some station, identification, I think, and when we come back, we'll bring Natasha in
and ask her how to pronounce her last name.
Gal.
We can ask her how to pronounce her last name. This is Cruisin' Car Club Talk on Lone Star 104.5 and 106.1 FM. Or for those who may have wandered outside the listening area, we can be streamed around the globe on irlonestar.com, YouTube, or Facebook. And to get specifically to our program, it's irlonestar.com/CCCT. And Robert, what's the name of that website again?
CruisinCarClubTalk.com.
All right. Well, I'm going to go there one of these days.
All right. And stay with us. We'll be right back with Natasha.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
We are back and appreciate you spending time to cruise in for Car Club Talk with Robert, Randy, and Dana. And we have in the studio with us Natasha Pesic. Pesic?
Yes.
Did I get it right? Got it right.
Perfect.
Look at that. We've got Natasha in here. She has a woman-owned business, completely from startup in what we were just talking about here a little bit ago. So, Natasha, I'm going to let Dana kind of
let Dana take over.
Let her take over, or do you want to jump in?
No, go
I know
ahead.
you had some questions written down.
No, I just first question is tell us about your business.
Wonderful.
How you got started, and it's Laguna Auto Detail. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Laguna Detail. So thank you all for having me here. So Laguna Detail really started without me even realizing it. Back in 2021, I had ordered a brand new Ford Bronco. And because of the supply chain issues with COVID, it took a whole year for Ford to manufacture and deliver that car. So I got that car finally in October of 22. And back then there weren't a lot of Broncos on the road and there weren't a lot of aftermarket parts available for the Bronco. So it just felt really special. It still feels special, but at the time it just felt amazing to get that car. Yeah. In the interim, I'd gotten divorced. So I was on my own with this brand new, beautiful car. And I became absolutely obsessed with trying to figure out how to keep this car clean. So thus began my journey and my education in figuring out how to maintain my own vehicle. And it was not uncommon to see me at 6:30 in the morning on a Saturday in the neighborhood car wash, do-it-yourself car wash business, scrubbing away, figuring out how to degrease, how to clean, how to wipe my windows. And over time, I encountered a lot of problems that I wanted to solve. I was coming across a lot of chemicals that didn't work so well, a lot of inconsistencies in formulas, and I just couldn't seem to find products that really met my standard of care. I wanted to have that showroom shine, right. that feeling when you get the car right out of the dealership and it's just pristine and it smells good. And I wanted to replicate that over and over again. So I was searching for products that could give me that consistency and quality.
But which the typical product didn't do that was already on the market, all these high-end things that you see advertised.
Oh, absolutely. There's almost
been around for years and
too many products on the market,
right.
I think. And that was one major problem I kept running into was consumer fatigue. I would go to the car care aisle of a big box store and I would stand there for over an hour staring at different bottles and reading the labels. One says ultimate, one says superior, one says professional. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what does that even mean? You
And they're
know?
not cheap.
No, they're not.
So
And the price point is confusing too. Why
Yeah.
is this $18 and this is $15?
yeah, and you're thinking the most expensive must be better, and it's not.
Not always.
Yeah.
So let's back up for just a second. You're one of the other things here is you came here from California.
Correct.
All right. So you had that kind of California mentality where the cars, I don't think they're as brutally treated by the sun and stuff as they are here. But you also came from a culture of where they cleaned their cars, they kept their cars clean
Oh, yes.
and maintained.
So you're saying Texans drive dirty cars?
Texas is
Well,
dusty.
there-
Texas
the-
is dusty.
Yes.
the level
Smoggy.
of the level of enthusiasts for cars out
Yeah.
there is just a different. The culture's totally different.
Well, when she was talking about being at the car wash at 7 o'clock in the morning, washing the car, I did it in the driveway and I've been doing car shows for 15 years and had 2 cars in the driveway at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I mean, detailing cars.
Yes.
My neighbors thought we were crazy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Not a lot of people will detail their own cars,
Right.
which is why you see a lot of those tunnel car wash in and out type places that unfortunately ruin your paint
Yep,
over time.
right, they
A lot
do.
of people
Yep.
don't know.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of education when it comes to detailing your car.
It's interesting, isn't it? If you've got the foam pads that brush over, you're going to get rocks and stuff that are caught in there, and it's going to scratch your paint.
Absolutely.
But if you've got just a touchless car wash with just chemicals hitting it to clean it, it's going to ruin your paint. It's going to ruin your finish. So
Well, there's a fine balance between the strength of the chemical and the material you use to work the chemical into the car to clean it. So, either one of those, you've got to strike the right balance so that you're not being too aggressive with the chemical or you're not being too aggressive with the tools that you're using with the chemicals. And that was another thing I took into consideration with creating my line, that these products are strong enough that you don't have to scrub too hard and it does the job. But within that, you've got to use them as directed. I really emphasize that with every single customer I come across, that a lot of research and development has gone into my product line, and my directions are very specific. You've got to, use them in a certain way so that
Right.
you will achieve the results
Right.
that I guarantee with my products, and you don't damage your car
And so
in the
back-
process.
And so backing up, to when you said that you just couldn't find anything on the market that you were pleased with,
Mhm.
how did that then begin?
So I started going to car shows, and I was even entering my car into car shows, and I started meeting people in the community. And I love the car community out here. I think car culture does what a lot of other social cultures can't do effectively, and that's just bridge the gap. It doesn't matter your age, your race, your background.
Very diverse.
It's very diverse, and it's super welcoming.
Right.
You go to a car show and it doesn't matter if you're into hot rods, if you're into classics,
Yep.
if you're into supercars, like everybody's there to just enjoy the
Yep.
art and the machine. And I just love that. It's such a supportive environment. So I was meeting people left and right that were giving me feedback on the products they were using, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they were kind of indifferent about. And then eventually I came to know about ceramic and ceramic coatings. And I figured, this would be another step in protecting my vehicle.
And ceramics is a very confusing subject because
It's
you can walk into a store and it says, spray on ceramic wax, $15, but if you go to a detailer and it's over $100 to put on ceramic.
yes, if not more.
Right.
So there's a lot of science behind that. There's also a lot of marketing, lingo and fluff with that. But I think with all the products, unfortunately. So yeah, there's a lot of your own self-education that you have to
Right.
do so that what's actually being applied to your car, the work that's being done, and if it's being protected properly or not. So within hearing about the protection that ceramic coatings offer, I got recommended to a local shop, And I went to that shop and got window tint done on my car. I got the ceramic coating done. I had some paint correction done. And over time, the owner of that shop, we had many conversations about his background and what he does. He's been in the industry for over 30 years. And I had tried to start a couple of other non-auto related businesses in the last year during the time that I met him. And as my obsession with car cleaning became more and more my focus, and I was just so fascinated by what they were doing to my car with the ceramic and learning about all of that, our conversations led to, creating a partnership. And so now here we are 2.5 years later, and he's been a really wonderful business partner and has been very gracious and supported my vision for Laguna. In creating a brand that is simplified, that has a very clear product line, that has superior high quality ingredients that I know work consistently every single time. Because of this partnership, I also have a shop now. So my shop is within his shop.
And is that the mainstream auto?
Yes, mainstream interiors.
Okay, interiors. Okay, and they specialize in paint and body and interior.
Correct. So upholstery, paint and body work, bed liners, and yeah, they've been in the industry for about 30 years.
Okay. But how did you start with the research and development? Because that is a science. Not just anybody
I was
can
about to
start
ask,
mixing chemicals.
Yeah,
and
where's
it's
the
just like,
chemical experience coming in?
So that's where I have really great partnerships with my manufacturers and labs that my manufacturing partners work with. And researching, getting the formulas, getting my own SDS sheets created, and doing a lot of research online, doing a lot of in-house testing. So within my shop inside the auto body shop, the second floor is dedicated to my lab space. So up there, I can bring the chemicals in, I can mix, I can test. I've got tons of metal scrap that I can use. Our own vehicles have been a testing ground since day one. I think when I was creating a black diamond ceramic, which is our own proprietary blend of water-based ceramic spray, I think either my car or his Jeep has now several layers of ceramic sprayed on it over time as we were figuring out the right ratios. And then just, working with our manufacturers and labs and getting their opinions and ideas of what we can do and how these mixes can be made. And so everything within the line is refined and it's made in-house. And so we get the chemical there. And then I'm very involved with packaging, making sure that the product line is very colorful. I have an arts background, so I wanted to show a lot of color in my line and make it fun and enjoyable. A lot of my products smell really good because I know as a detailer, when you're in chemical all the time, and some things you just can't get around. Certain chemicals and degreasers are going to have harsh chemical smell, and that's just the nature of, that product. But where I can, I try to infuse, color and scents in order to make the line a lot more enjoyable to work with.
Did you encounter any roadblocks along the way? I'm sure it wasn't just a smooth process with.
Well, it was a good 9 months of research and development into regulatory and compliance and making sure that we were following all of the rules for consumer protection. So there's the OSHA protection because I have a retail line and I have a wholesale line. So I needed to understand, what I needed to do in order to keep the retail consumer safe. And so there's certain formulations within my brand that I have to do in a certain way to make it safe for consumers. And then when I sell wholesale, I can do a different formulation. I can essentially make it a lot stronger. And sometimes, extremely, strong, like you've got to, do a major dilution in order to work with the product safely. Otherwise you can create chemical burns, not only on the car, but just for yourself as well. And you'll get a question from a consumer about, the safety of a product, and especially if you read an SDS sheet and if it has, Proposition 65 from California warnings on it, people.
That's on just about everything you buy.
Yeah. And there's certain
Yeah.
products. Yeah. There's a whole list that falls under that category. And people wonder, am I going to get this disease or am I going to be harmed? And it's like, well, you have to understand the context with which you're working in here. A lot of those, and I don't want to, say that I'm the expert in this by any means. I don't want to overspeak, but just in my own research, I found that a lot of those protections are for the worker. Yeah. They're not necessarily for, like you, Robert, you're going to be washing your car leisurely on a Saturday, maybe once a month or something like that. But somebody,
I'm not going to be exposed to as much as somebody in the industry.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you've got to have different precautions in PPE, but even for the casual user of detailing chemicals, you still want to have eye protection. You want to wear gloves.
Right. I never even put together an STD, the material sheet along with car detail products, because I'm in the oil business and I see those every day. But we're in the industry, and we have harsh chemicals.
Very much so.
Yeah. So I didn't even put the two together as just, like I want to see a sheet for hand wax or something,
Oh yeah. And I mean, and it's extensive.
Yeah.
And not only for the potential harm that it could cause, but also safe handling. How long can this stay on the retail shelf for? How do I need to package it? I have an e-commerce store through my website. So when I ship something, some of my products are considered hazardous materials, especially the degreasers and the cleansers. But some of the products that I carry that don't really have a harsh chemical profile, they might not even need an OSHA pictogram to go along with them, like my soap, for instance. That's something that I can, put through the mail, and I don't have to qualify it as a hazardous product.
When you got into it that deep, and you invested that much time and knowledge in that, did you finally say, wait a minute, maybe I'm not going to make any money doing this because I've already got so much investment into it,
Well, it's a tough industry to get into because I'm up against a lot of corporate competitors. I'm also, a woman in a male-dominated industry, so that's another hurdle. But I look at all of that as, these are just challenges that, again, I've got to problem solve, like how I started this whole thing.
Well, if you're in business for yourself, you're going to have challenges, and you've got to figure out how to solve them. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
One of the challenges I'm thinking about is in the auto parts business is you need such a space on their shelves. Mm-hmm. How do you get in there to where they give you so much space on their shelves so you can sell your product if you wanted to?
And what makes you different than all the other products? That's the thing. What is so?
What makes it fly off the shelf for you?
Okay, so one is the short answer to that is money.
Okay,
a lot of money. And right now, I'm not in a place with my company that I want to take on that kind of risk because once you start buying shelf space, you give up a little bit of your autonomy. You have to front load so much product. It may or may not move. That company may or may not support you. So there's a lot of uncontrollable factors there.
Okay.
So right now I have my brick and mortar location. I have my partnership with the Shop Club here in Houston, which is a country club for gearheads. They use my products in-house in their detailing bays, as well as I have a retail line there that you can purchase.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love my partnership with them. They've been very supportive. It's been very mutually beneficial for both of us. So I have my own retail. I have retail there. I have my e-commerce store. So I have different ways that people can get a hold of my product. And then I vendor at car shows as well. So I'm not quite ready for, shelf space just yet.
Yeah.
When you say you have vendors at car shows, you have a vendor at a car show or at various car shows.
Yes.
You have multiple vendors out there, the people that buy wholesale and they're retailing it for you.
No, I mean, I vendor at car shows.
Okay, all right. So it's you.
Yeah.
No,
It's me.
I'm asking that because there are people, that's their go-to-market strategy, right?
Yes.
It's through multiple resellers. But on the shelf space stuff, I mean, people don't realize that these big boxes can force you to take product back.
Oh, sure.
There's
lose
also the
money.
rotation if it's been on the shelf too long.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the competition, you walk into like O'Reilly's and you see 10 bottles of wax from McGuire's, and they're all different types of different wax, but they got this much space, 10 different products. That's part of the confusion right there.
Absolutely.
Well, but they also have so McGuire's is probably a really good example because they've got the stuff on this shelf, and in the back they've got the professional grade stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's another shelf space. But they also have a track record of turnover with their product. And the stores have all that as far as what they should reorder and stuff like that. And going into that, that's tough.
It's very tough. And I think like any small business, it just takes time. I started the company with the research and development formally in 23, but we launched the company officially April 29th of 24.
So you've got a reasonably expansive line here.
Yes.
And you launched it a little over a year ago.
Yes. And it's been an incredible first year.
And you've traveled to New York and a lot of different places.
Yes. So,
because of this.
well, that is with a collaboration of another company that I've also been having a hand in starting in this last year, and that's an aftermarket part company. And so the goal of that company is actually combining the people involved in that have a lot of different businesses. So like My Chemicals, there's some PPF, there's catalytic converter covers, security systems. And so we're all coming together to kind of sell together. So yes, I've been going to trade shows all over the place talking about that company. And
Are you going to the SEMA show?
Not SEMA, but we'll be at NADA next
Because I know
February.
SEMA's coming up November the 4th to the 7th.
Yeah, no, we made a conscious choice to, it was either SEMA or NADA, and NADA is more important for us.
Where's that going to be at?
And also in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Everything's in lost
I
wages.
tell you, man.
Lost Wages, Neon National Park, Nevada. Right?
And who will you be attending that show with?
Well, that'll be under the InvisiShield Systems company.
Okay.
So that's with the security systems. But I wanted to get back to answering your question, Dana, about what makes my line different, because there are a lot of choices out there. And Robert, as you've said it, and I really appreciate you saying that, because that was definitely a major issue for me, was the consumer fatigue. And
Right.
you've got all these different products. You don't really know what you're buying. So what I like to offer to my consumers is I have a very curated line with, one product that really stands out in that area. So I have one wheel and tire cleaner. I have one interior polish. I have one wax quick detailer. I have a ceramic quick detailer. I have a pH neutral, I call it my universal auto soap.
Right.
So I've found through my own research, and then with my extensive talks with my manufacturers and lab partners, to figure out what makes a really good chemical for this particular application, for this part of the car. What does it need? What is missing out there? And how can I create one product that, can really stand on its own?
And I've been so disappointed at going into the major auto parts stores and buying a name brand, paying good money, and then not working. I am more willing now to take on an independent product than I am to go to the store and buy something there.
Well, I think as an independent and a small business, you have the ability to make faster turnover. I have direct communications with the people that are supporting me in this business, and I have direct relationships with my consumer base as well. Another big thing that I try to emphasize is education. So quite often at a car show, you won't even see me at my booth because somebody has come up, they've asked me a question about a product, or they say, hey, I have this problem. And I go, do you have a car here? Oh yeah, I've got, that Corvette or that Mustang, on the second row over there. And I go, I grab my bottle, like, well, let's go over there and let's try it out. And so, and you'll see me, scrubbing their wheel or, doing whatever I need to do in order to, in my mind, it's not even really, I'm trying to sell my product.
Right.
I just want to educate them, and
right.
I want
so that you use your product
share.
correctly.
And do you find that they don't really know? A lot of these, most of them are men, I would assume. Some of them, some men think they know it all. And then are there some men that are just surprised that, wow, she makes sense. I never knew this before.
Well, I mean, you run into all kinds of people. And
But you said it earlier, it's the camaraderie basically of the car club, car enthusiast community. I can't talk today. Car enthusiast community.
Yes.
Right? That it's a leveling factor where we're all on equal ground. Do you find that? I mean,
absolutely.
Because when somebody comes up to you, it's like, I've got this problem. The only thing they're really caring about is that car, and we're all focused on that car.
Yes.
And as you sit here, I find it interesting. You were a college professor in California,
Right.
and that job went away during COVID. You left. You came to Houston, right? And then you end up divorced. You bought a car. All of a sudden, you're focused on the car, and when you go out to the car meets. That's all anybody's focused on is a car. But now you've gone deep end, basically.
Way deep end.
Right? To the point that you've created your own product line.
And now she's educating.
You're extremely knowledgeable on it. Now you're educating people
Absolutely.
on the product.
Are they receptive?
I get to combine, my passion for education with this new business venture. This new facet of myself. When I came out here to Houston 5 years ago, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I just knew that my previous career was over and there was more to me. And I just trusted, God to put me in the right place with the right people at the right time. And it's just been an incredible journey.
Yeah.
Do you still have the Bronco?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
But I want to know if the
So
men...
And it's, you know what? It's now the dirtiest car there is.
Yeah, because your car always comes
like-
Right,
it's
mine
like-
always comes last.
It's like Robert's car or my truck.
Yeah.
But the only one in this room then that doesn't have a Ford is
Yeah.
Miss Corvette over here.
But I've started 2 car clubs. I've been doing car shows for 15 years, and I got the dirtiest car out there.
Yeah. Well, you and
exactly.
me, all three of us. Yeah.
But I want to know, are the men receptive to listen to you? Because you're a woman, and I want to know if they're receptive to the education you're providing about not only the product lines, but how to detail their car properly.
I think they are for the most part. Whatever their thought process is when they come up to my booth and they start talking to me. And sometimes it's just curiosity. Sometimes it might be to, a little bit of hesitation, like, what is this girl about and what is she offering? And I might know better. But I've never really had a situation where somebody says to me, oh, I don't believe you, or you don't know what you're talking about.
As a man point of view, she knows what she's talking about, and I get that. So, yes, I'm listening to her.
I think it comes across,
And that's
too.
usually
Yeah.
what I encounter.
Yeah. When you're getting down at a car show and
Yeah,
showing...
when she starts talking chemicals and materials, safety sheets and stuff like that, and okay.
Well, and quite often they'll come to me saying, I think I need X to solve the problem with my car. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me a little bit about what's going on. For instance, at one car show, this was about a year ago, guy had a big, beautiful truck, and it had been parked underneath a tree, and it had like those little berry stains on the car. So he came to my booth saying, do you have a water spot remover? Because in his mind, he just needed a harsh chemical that would, strip that material off. And I said, well, wait a minute. Why do you need water spot remover? Because that's not something that people normally buy. It's a little bit more of a niche product when it comes to, it's more of like a recon product when it comes to detailing. So he explained the situation. I said, bring me over to your car. I assessed the car, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to give you water spot remover, but what I do have is part of my paint correction kit. I have a silicone-based polish that you would use after compounding, and I think this is going to work. And so I brought over a sample with my rag and just started removing those little berry stains. And it's always that moment where the person looks and the jaw drops and they're like, wow, it worked. And I'm like, I know. And then we go back to my booth and we make the sale. And I feel so good about that because now you have the right tools in your hand to take care of your vehicle. This obsession started with me wanting to maintain my own car. And that car is so important to me. And I want to be part of that journey for other people. This is your baby too. And I want to give you something that is going to work easily and effectively. And when your car is clean, there's no better feeling. You're driving around and you feel amazing. in a clean
I
car.
didn't get into this as deep as you did, but I got transferred back to Houston with a big corporation and then later laid off. But the same thing, right? I bought they took our company cars away. I bought a Mustang. They weren't pleased, but it is what it is. I had to buy my own car. And then it was like, how do we clean this? And I would go to shows and ask people, what do you use for your cleaner? So I now have over $2,500 worth of cleaning products in my garage, right? Probably most expired at this point. But I've got the buffer, I've got the whole 9 yards. And I just didn't go as deep as you. I didn't go into like, how do we break the chemicals down and make this better, So I've got to rely on folks like yourself for that information. So
thank you.
Yeah. I think, but again, I think it's when it comes to like the question you're asking, when it comes to guys at an event that have an issue with their car, they're just looking for that answer. And that's all they really care about for their car.
Yes.
Now, I do think also you're asking a little bit about how tough it is to start a business for a woman, and especially in a man-dominated industry. And obviously, there's a lot of hurdles to overcome. What do you think the biggest hurdle is that you've run into so far?
I think just for my own sake, marketing and brand awareness. That's not really, I've been learning along the way. But, like social media, making sure that I'm posting all the time. It's just not something that I'm always very comfortable with. And I know it's very effective, but it's
Got to make people go to that website. You need that website traffic.
But it was what we were talking about. We're just, I guess a certain age group is just not, the most educated in the social media aspect of it and how the algorithms work and, having to post videos constantly all day long, every day.
And they change too. That the algorithms change. Social media is constantly evolving. It's not like the days of newspaper, right? It's just much faster than that now.
It is.
And you have 3 seconds to make that impression that, or else they're going to keep scrolling. So, for a person who's trying to advertise their business, I can imagine that's difficult when you're trying to run your business.
Oh, sure.
You have time for social media because you are the business.
Yes.
You are the face
of
the business.
What hat am I wearing now? And it can be pretty discouraging when you spend a lot of time thinking about what content you're going to create, creating the content, editing the content, posting it, and then you see that it didn't really
You get 3 likes.
Yeah. It didn't really reach. You've got a 50-second video and people lost engagement around second 7. And you're like, okay.
But that's the average. That's the average. Like the attention span used to be 17 seconds.
Yeah.
And now it's much shorter now. I don't know what it is, but it's much shorter than 17.
So, and I don't like gimmicks. I don't, I know they say you've got to have hooks and all these things, and that's just not really natural for me. I mean, in the same vein, if somebody comes up to me and, they have a problem with their car and I don't have a product for it, I'm not going to sell them anything. I'm not in it just to make a buck. Like, I really want to connect with you and have relationships with the people that I sell to. So to me, it's like authenticity is the most important factor. And I just haven't figured out how to monetize that yet in a social media type of way. But, I have people that help me. The workshop that I did last Saturday, we had somebody helping with content in the background, and they produced a video for us. And I'm just like, thank you so much.
That's always a great help.
That's always like,
But is that something where you have to write a check out to them?
In this case, they were very gracious,
Okay.
and they offered their services for free.
That's what
And
we all
so-
need, though.
Yes, yes.
Someone to
So
help
I was
us.
Very
Well, another
thankful
car
for that.
enthusiast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's that's the nice thing about the enthusiasts is everybody's out here to help
Sharing their
one another.
talents
Yeah.
and helping
Yes.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But we have a lot in common, Natasha, as far as that goes, the advertising and being on the camera.
Yeah.
You know, and not like we're 20 years old, you know, have all day long time to just, you know, be in front of the camera.
Yeah. It's definitely a tough hurdle. And then right now, just I'm keeping the business stable. I'm not really pushing for too much growth at this moment because I've got, you know, another new business that I'm focusing on, as well as I mentioned earlier, that
A lot of irons in the
security,
fire.
a lot of, yeah. So it's, you know, trying to split my day up in a way where I can manage everything. And I had a couple of employees at one point in time that helped with some marketing, branding, and some service. But now it's I don't have those employees anymore, so I can still provide a detailing service. It's going to be me washing your car, which I'm totally fine with. I've just got to make sure that I can, you know, fit it into my schedule. But I also know that I'm not going to go as fast as somebody who's doing this every single day. I have a good friend of mine who has a lot of paint issues with his truck. And he showed me his truck, and I said, you know what, I can fix this, but, you know, I'm going to work really slowly and meticulously, and I'm going to need at least a day or two. I don't know if you can part with your truck for that long. I know if you go to a shop that's doing this as their bread and butter every single day.
Be there a week.
Well, you know, what I mean to say in this instance, you could probably take it to somebody who does this every single day
And get it done quicker.
and get it done within a few hours. But because really my focus is the chemicals, you know, and then I do service, right? I can still do service, but it's going to take me a little bit longer.
Now, do you charge by
to
the
do
hour
it.
if you're having somebody's vehicle for a couple of days? How does that work?
I charge by scope of job, and then I give them a reasonable time frame for the amount of hours it's going to take. So it all depends. You know, I don't want to give somebody a quote until I can see,
Assess
you
the
know,
vehicle.
assess the vehicle. I can kind of give them like a ballpark range, and I'll tell them like it might be around this amount, but let's see your car, you know, bring it into the shop. I'll check it out. And then I'll find out from you what you really need, because it might be a simple detail job, which is, you know, shampoo the car, you know, vacuum, little polish here and there, or you might need some reconditioning work. You might need your upholstery to be cleaned. You might need trim restore. Then we're kind of, you want an engine bay detail now. So now we're kind of adding on services that aren't part of just a regular wash.
What's the average cost, though, that someone might spend?
So like a regular maintenance wash might be around like $95. Anything involving a lot more interior cleaning, especially like headliners, carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, or if you just have a much larger vehicle, now we're looking at maybe like $170, you know, $250. And then if you want certain add-ons like wax or engine bay detail, you know, that might be an extra, you know, $60 here, $50 there, depending.
It adds up pretty quick.
It does add up. But the point is that I tell people detailing is really close to skincare. So like if you think of like how you clean and maintain your body, right? When you use soaps on your body, the purpose is to get the oil and the dirt and the grease off, right? But then what's left after that is your skin feels kind of tight and it feels a little vulnerable. So then you want to apply moisturizers and sealants and things to kind of help create protection
Put
for
the
your
protection
skin
back
barrier.
on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So car
'cause-
care is a similar type of process. You want to strip it down and clean it, and then you want to restore it, moisturize it, and seal it.
You hear that, Randy?
Oh yeah, no, I'm well aware of this.
You want to be shiny like a brand new paint.
I was just thinking whenever I take my car down, I always do at certain points a paint correction. you're going to strip it all the way down. It's a 2 or 3 day process for me.
Oh, it absolutely
You know,
can be, depending on the severity. And then sometimes you might just need to get, a paint job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
done
and
on
I'm
the
at that
car.
point right now. So.
Okay, well, you can come to my shop and we can do that for
No,
you.
good deal. Good deal. Because I've got a 2010. I've got the aluminum hood and the paint's starting to pop off,
okay.
So,
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah, we can fix that for you.
Good deal. It works for me. Hey, Natasha, we're going to have to get out of here and give some station recognition. So it's Natasha Pesic,
Yes.
right? And your phone number, I don't have to ask this time.
Quit
Your
asking about phone numbers,
No,
Randy.
I got it on the card. I got it on the card. It's 281-800-9550.
Yeah.
So 281-800-9550.
And what's the best way to get a hold of you, though?
Yeah.
When they go to
You know what? The best way, honestly, I say this knowing full well what I said 10 minutes ago, social media. So I do manage all of our accounts. So if you go to Instagram at Laguna Detail, if you DM me there, I manage that account. My Facebook, my personal Facebook, it's a public account, Natasha Lynn Pesic. You can follow me there. Or you can stop by the store, my brick and mortar at 9402 Cypress Creek Parkway in Houston. Send me an email, natasha@lagunadetail.com. Those are all really great ways.
I think we found a young person that actually has listened to our show. But
We did.
most of them are about our age.
Okay.
What does DM mean?
Oh, direct message.
There you go. Okay.
Yes.
Just to get that out on the
I
table.
know. I
you
thought
know.
it was something dirty a long time ago, and I had all these DMs in my Instagram account a few years back, and people thought I was rude for not getting back to them. I thought I'm not DM,
Well,
whatever that
you
is.
know,
That sounds
it-
bad. I'm not.
It used to be called a PM, a private message, and that
Right.
changed to DM,
Yes.
direct message.
That's
So,
even
yeah.
worse, though.
Yeah. But Natasha, we can't
Yeah.
we can't thank you enough for coming in to the studio and taking time with us. We look forward to having you on here again.
Yeah.
And at Cars and Coffee for a Cause at Market
Well,
Street.
absolutely,
I'm
yeah.
so excited for
Yeah,
that.
you coming out next month?
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Yes,
good deal.
Gonna come support y'all.
Good deal. We'll see you out there then. All right. This is Cruisin' Car Club Talk on Lone Star 104.5 and 106.1 FM. Or for those Globetrotters out there, we can be streamed anywhere on earth at irlonestar.com, on Facebook, or on YouTube. Yeah, I can't talk today.
Yeah.
You can get directly to our show at irlonestar.com/CCCT. I'm Randy Weldon. This is Dana Pritchard.
I'm Robert Helmer, and we're going to be right back as soon as we get Dana's mind out of the gutter.
DM.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruisin' Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruisin' Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
Welcome back. We just had a very nice interview with Natasha Pesic,
Yep.
and we've got this segment. We're going to go do some. I think you're going to list, Robert, the upcoming car shows, the upcoming events here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But first, we're going to do. You want to do that, or we're going to do the interview? Now I'm confused.
No. Let's go ahead and read these events, and then
Read the events
and then
first?
we'll close out this episode
Okay.
with the interview we did at TWCC. And
One of them is really important. It's the Woodlands High School. They are doing a trunk or treat October the 25th. And I guess that's at the Woodlands High School itself.
Right off a research forest.
Okay. There's not a whole lot of detail here on the flyer.
It's just the Woodlands Automotive Enthusiast Car Club.
Yeah, great bunch of kids. They were at Cars and Coffee and got to meet them. And
they volunteered to help with us.
volunteered to help. So, yeah, please go out there and support them. Trunk or treat. So I guess there's like a Halloween theme, October the 25th. I don't know if they're handing out candy or whatever, but
What time's it at? 11?
there's no details on the flyer.
Okay. Let's see.
So they're going to have to go to some website somewhere.
No,
but
it's on Facebook. They
Yeah.
have a page for it.
And also, don't forget the Northside Mustang Car Club, November the 1st at Bull Salas Park.
they've got incredible announcing and music going on out there.
Yeah, there might be
So I
somebody
heard.
you actually might want to go look and listen to.
Well, maybe not look at, but listen to.
And like that's in New Caney. That's a Bull Salas Park in New Caney. Lots of categories, lots of trophies, and I see he's giving out cash again.
Giving out cash. This particular location is at the intersection of 59, soon to be 69, and 99. So where the toll road crosses 59, there's a Kroger shopping center, and behind the Kroger shopping center is AV Bullis Park, AV Bull Salas Park.
Right.
Right. And I think he's got something like 48 categories on this thing.
Yeah, Best of Show award will be a trophy and $400 in cash.
Yeah.
So please, if you can go out there and try to get that Best of Show.
You've got outdoor parking, covered parking, and indoor parking.
And if you got any questions, he has a phone number here, Randy.
Vernon has a phone number.
Yeah, it is 573-931-3264. So if you have any questions, call Vernon Wilhelm.
Yeah, that's the day before Cars and Coffee in Market Street. That show.
Yep.
It is the
Yeah.
day before. That's right.
Yeah. But the Woodlands High School event, that's 8 to 11 a.m. on the
Okay.
25th.
Thank you for that. And let's see what we got here. Speed Advocates, our buddy Chris Cruz. Not Chris Cruz, Stephen Cruz.
Stephen Cruz. I was like,
Chris
wait a
Cruz
minute.
is the Mustang Club of Houston founder, okay? Stephen Cruz. He's having an event on November the 15th. It is going to be at the Sam Houston Parkway in Houston, Texas. Let's see where the actual location is. I'm not seeing it. HoustonDiesel.com is putting it on. Also, you can go there for more information. Still trying to find out where the location is. You got the location. It's 7575 North Sam Houston Parkway. I don't know what is actually there.
Is this an event like just a cruise
It's
in?
a car show. Pre-registration ahead of the date, $10. Day of the of the event is $20. It starts at 9 a.m. So go there and find out more information because Stephen at Speed Advocates always puts on great events and it brings a lot of cars out. So this has got to be something really good to go to.
Yeah, Stephen does some good stuff out there. So
And speaking of the sports cars, Exotics and Brews. And
That's
it's
put on by Supercars Showcase.
Supercars, yep. So that's the people who
That's Sahir.
got with
Sahir from
Cars and
Supercars.
Coffee. So they are going to be in 1501 Silver Street in Houston, 77007. Now, if I got that correctly, that is like in the first ward. It's off I-10.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So a couple of events there. Dana, do you have anything as far as
Just
events?
Cars and Coffee, all the other events are happening before this airs on Monday.
So Cars and Coffee
Yeah,
will be
I was
on,
running into that.
Yeah, we got the Sam Houston Corvette show this Sunday, and we have Pure Green Cars and Coffee with Rick and Lisa.
And TWCC, though, will be November 2nd. Is that right?
The first Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay, the Supercars is at Melvin Sawyer Yards. I don't know what that is, but that's what the name of the business is.
where Super Events is.
Yep.
Or Supercars.
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 Yeah,
Got to
they've been
get it
doing
right.
Exotic and Brews for a while now. They travel to different locations. They're the ones who are doing the Cars and
Yeah.
Candy this Saturday.
All right. You got anything else on your list over
That's it.
there? Okay. So I'll tell you what, we were running a little bit long today, but
Yes, we are.
it
Hope
was
you
a good
stayed with
interview
us.
with Natasha. So this is Robert Helmer, Dana Pritchard. I'm Randy Weldon, sequestered back in the sound booth / safe room is our sound engineer and producer, Dick Schischler.
And we're going to end our episode with an interview with Jeff Briggs. He's with the organization of Hands of Justice. So please stay with us and watch the whole video. It's for a great charity. I think it's very entertaining because we were on location and David did a great job.
Yeah. David My Knee.
My knee. He's one of,
Yes.
great photographer, great videographer.
All right. So now we're going
thank you,
to
David.
slide into this segment of the interview.
That's right. Stay tuned, watch it, and we'll see you next time.
Just slide in there, Randy.
Welcome to Cruisin Car Club Talk on 104.5, 106.1 FM, Lone Star Community Radio, right here in Conroe, Texas. We are right now this morning in the Woodlands, Texas, and we are here at the Woodlands Cars and Coffee for a cause.
Cars and coffee. Cars come first.
We've got Robert, Randy, Dana's out there roaming around somewhere, and we've got Jeff from Hands of Justice. Jeff, what's your last name?
I'm Jeff Daggs, and I'm on the board of directors at Hands of Justice.
Well, tell us a little bit about Hands of Justice. Or Robert, what do you have on the flyer over there? What's it say?
Survivor support to provide survivor advocacy support, economics, and empowerment, community awareness on human trafficking. That's a big deal.
That's what this is, human trafficking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And I'm sure it's a wide scope of needs.
It really is. So we work with survivors of human trafficking, and right now we're at capacity. We have over 60 clients that we're working with, because what happens is these people have been trafficked. They lose their societal norms. They lose the ability to interact with society. After being beaten, drugged, those type things, they lose that.
so wait a minute, they're beaten, they're
Yes.
drugged,
Absolutely.
they're basically controlled at this point. They've got mind control over these. It's not just girls, or it is mostly just girls?
It's not just girls. There's about 30% is male, but the problem with the males are they're so embarrassed about it that they won't tell anyone.
They won't come forward.
They won't come forward. So you don't hear about it as much because they're just too embarrassed to come
Right.
forward.
And so you got to get rid of that stigma that it's on both sexes, male and female.
Correct. Yes. And so when I first started with it, I went to the first Human Trafficking 101 class. And in that class, I learned that they're bringing these people in from everywhere else. They're getting them here.
Right.
And they're using
out of Houston.
out of Houston. Yeah, we're the #1 traffic city in the nation.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
the
a
number
Bissonnette
one traffic city in the nation.
And Bissonnette is the #1 traffic street in the nation.
Well, that I can understand.
They will bring people in to traffic them here so they can get more money when they get back.
Bissonnette's the hottest street in town,
Yeah.
right?
And how are you taking care of the medical care expenses?
So we take donations, and that's where we get our money from.
What type of medical care are you actually giving them?
So anything they have to do, they have to go in, do checkups, whatever. We try to help with all of that we can. And one thing that's a little bit different that we just started, the Justice Alliance, we're trying to get more men involved.
Right.
There's not enough men involved with the process now. So we are trying to get 100 men that care, at least, to donate $100 and to learn more about it. Because I'll be honest, I didn't know that much about it when I was in my corporate role. I really didn't know how bad it really was.
Right. You don't
until I
know
went to that first
how
training.
big it is and how
Yes.
many people it actually affects.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't understand the definition of human trafficking, what it all consists of.
Right.
You know, and it also, like you're saying, is it spouse control also?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
which is very sad, but it is. I've heard stories of uncles trafficking their
Uncles.
uncles.
People in the family.
Yes,
Family
that
members.
happens. They have issues where family will actually just put their children into it. They will take, to get, they can't afford it or whatever. So then right now, one of the biggest issues is they try to coerce young people to come to them through video games like Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
And they have those.
They're texting
chat
them
rooms.
while they're playing the games and
They have those.
don't
chat
know what's
rooms.
going on.
Go in there, talk to them, act like they're their age.
So we have
Tell
to
'em-
make awareness to the young people also what's going on when you see this happen.
Well, that's what we have. 3 basic pillars that we do. One is we help the survivors. We try to get them back into society.
Right.
The other one is we do education. We try to talk to families and make sure they understand that this is going on. This is how they're doing it, so maybe they can recognize it before it happens.
Yeah.
The other thing we do is by trying to get that involvement, talk to men so that they understand. I mean, I'll probably get bleeped here, but
No.
my thing is, when I learned all of this, is this shit should not go on in Texas.
Right.
It should not go on in the nation, but it sure as hell shouldn't go on in Texas.
You wouldn't think that other human beings could treat another human being that way.
Well, I think one of the problems is so many people don't understand how bad it really is.
Right.
What they do is they think they're doing it because they want to. And I think most Texas men, if they understand that they're not doing it because they want to, will stop.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do, is get that word out there so they do understand.
Let me get a time frame of when you get somebody in that's been through this. How long does it take them to be self-esteem to where they're able to help
But
themselves?
before you answer that, right? The first challenge for hands of justice is to rescue the person, right?
We
Right.
don't do that much rescue, because what we're doing is we take them, like, especially when they come out of, there's a lot of homes around, like places they can go to live for a while but they age out of that. So we try to help them from that point forward.
So somebody else rescued.
Yes,
Okay, and then you get involved.
yes, we get
And
involved in it.
that boils into Robert's question.
Yeah.
What-
The
what's
time frame
process
of
there?
getting them back to normal society, being able to take care of themselves, or
It depends on the
Self-confidence,
person, really.
you know.
Yeah, it depends on the person. I mean, we work with them as soon as they're, sometimes in those homes, we'll still work with them there. Then when they age out of that, we work with them again, keep working with them, trying to help them to make sure they have, well, part of the things with the Justice Alliance is that money's all going towards vehicle maintenance.
yeah, I saw that on your
Reconnect.
flyer that you do vehicle maintenance and
Right.
repair. So that's to get them transportation so they can get a job and get back on their feet. Another question, I know this is kind of serious. Do they go back to the person who abused them?
It does happen, no doubt. I mean, I've heard people ask me, why don't they just leave? Well, I have an example of that. There was a woman that was on the missing persons list for like 2 years.
Yeah.
She wound up in the hospital. She had some health issues. She wound up in the hospital. Her family come up there. They were like, praise God, we can take you home. And she was like, no, I cannot go with you. They know your names. They know your addresses. They will kill you if I don't go back. So
Oh,
she went
man.
back. And that happens a lot.
Wow.
Because again, as those norms, you just,
Well, they
You-
own their mind
Yeah,
share at that point,
absolutely.
right? Yeah, we take control of that.
yes, absolutely. And it's sickening to think about, but that's the way it is.
So once you do get them kind of on the path to coming back to what we consider normalcy, what's you help them understand financially how to function in society? That's kind of what you're trying to do here. Not just financially, but kind of the everyday
Yes.
way of living. What about their own safety when they go out? If they're on their own, they go out and they start living, like just going to and from the store, they can be taken again.
They can. And so one of the things is, one of the guys on our advisory council has a Brazilian jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
training. And he's actually volunteered to start teaching them self protection, so that they can hopefully get that mindset that they can do things like that and actually be able to do it. And I did hear another thing too recently, is that the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
I think we pretty much covered a lot of what they do.
One of the things that I think would be good to mention is when we get people ready to go back, we start working with them. Our advocacy people have been through it as well. So we have people that have gone through that. They
So
know
they
what
have a
it's
total
like.
understanding of what the
Yes.
person is going through and actually know how to help them.
Exactly.
What's a survivor scholarship?
So we actually do scholarships to colleges. We help with that. Like 2 months ago, we went through and we talked as a group and decided which ones out of the ones that we had that were had applied for a scholarship, and we give them money to go
Yeah.
back to school.
So that comes back to the question of what does it cost to run? What's your budget or something? And this is a fundraiser, and all donations are welcome, and they'd love to have them. It's a great cause also. So got to throw some figures out there.
We just actually had a board of directors meeting yesterday. We talked about that. We're running about $60,000 a year right now, and we need to increase that to really and truly to about $200,000. So
Oh
we're
my
going to really
goodness.
need.
So
some
we really
corporate
need some
sponsors.
Yeah.
We're at capacity right now with the people that we have on staff. They don't get paid a lot, but they do a lot of work for it. We are, like I say, we have 3 people on staff. We have 60 people that we're working with, and we need to increase that number. This is the most we've ever had, so we really need to increase that number, get that up. We're also trying to get Dawn Candy, who's the executive director. She's talking about maybe stopping her job that she's doing now to just do this. So we need a salary for her.
So how do people make donations?
They can go online to handsofjustice.org and they can make donations there. We have a lot of different events. We have some coming up. We have an open mic night coming up where you can go up there and hear some of these stories. And I'll be the first to tell you, it's tough.
Yeah.
Really difficult to hear, but really everyone needs to hear.
And where's that going to be at?
That one's going to, I was trying to think. That one is going to, I think it's Serenity Sips, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then it's
But more
coming up
information on the website.
Yeah, oh yeah. The website has all of our events. We do have like some benefits coming up where you can, like at Serenity Sips as well, you can go up there, learn a little more about it, but part of the proceeds from the sales goes to us. So that's one of them. We just did our Fashion for Freedom, which I actually wore a kilt for the first time in my life. And so that was interesting.
What was that?
I wore a kilt for the first time in my life. So the guy that's on the board of directors besides me is bigger than I am. And he's Scottish, and he wears a kilt every year. Well, this was my first time.
Compare it
on
with
there.
Randy's hat. That would work. That would fit right in. Yeah. Yeah.
It's different, I promise. And then the guy wasn't even there. So there was
Maybe
one
we
other.
can get that as a donation thing. Donate.
I actually had an offer one time. I went up to the BNI and I was announcing it. I tried to let everyone know that I was wearing that. So if they came up, they wouldn't be surprised. So I gave fair warning about it.
Yeah.
And they actually even offered if they had a big enough donation, would I not wear the kilt?
Yeah.
Well,
That too.
Yes,
That
but they
too.
just didn't.
I don't know which one's going to bring most money, right?
That's right. I was fine with it.
money in, you don't care.
Exactly.
We don't need to see that.
That's right. That was fine.
I was in Canada one time at this fort, and some guy had on a kilt, and the wind blew. He did not have anything on underneath.
Well, that is a rule for wearing a kilt in Scotland. Yes. And I was asked immediately if I was going to follow the rule for wearing a kilt, and I said, no, I am not following that rule. Sorry,
You might have printed more money, man. Never know.
or less. I don't know.
Or less. One thing about it, been a lot of smiles.
A lot of laughing, for sure.
So, Jeff, Hands of Justice, I see on here, it's handsofjustice.org. Handsofjustice.org. And what's this 833-599-FREE? F-R-E-E. What is that 800 number?
They have several numbers that you can call if you're having something like that, trafficking, where I have seen it in a Chili's restaurant, that they have the number up there. They have a couple of different numbers, but that's one of them that people can call to get out of it. They have some little things like if you use your hand like this, that's a signal that they're being trafficked. So look for that. But like I say, they do have ways that you can try to contact and be able to get out if you need to, want to.
There was somebody just in the last 2 weeks, this was on the news here locally, where somebody gave the hand signal. I want to say it as a Walmart, and they rescued the girl. She just happened to give it, and somebody happened to recognize it. I still wouldn't recognize it. So
Right.
when we're not videoing, I'll gonna ask you for all the signal.
Okay.
But listen, thank you for taking the time with us here. We'd love to have you in the studio sometime.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Robert, you got anything else? Or?
No, it's just it's a great charity, and if you're going to give the one, Hands of Justice, that needs to be number one on your list.
Yeah,
So check them out.
it's tough, and I'll be the first to say, we're going to try to do some training for the men that get in the Justice Alliance. That's going to be an important thing because I just don't think men really
And
understand.
my last question would be law enforcement. Are they working with you? Do you have a great relationship with the law enforcement?
Oh, we do. We have certain people that we work with, and if we hear something, that's going on, we think something, maybe we can contact them, and they will actually go and check on it and try. So, yeah.
That's good.
It's difficult for law enforcement because they coerce them to come to them. They don't just go grab them. So
Right.
it makes it really difficult for law enforcement. So we do what we can. They try to work with us because they want to make a difference, for sure,
Right.
like we do. But, yeah, it's just tough.
Yeah.
All right,
Make it
Jeff,
difficult.
Appreciate it.
the best way for people to get in touch with you is handsofjustice.org.
Correct.
Is your local phone number?
The handsofjustice.org is the way to go.
Randy's got a thing about phone numbers, man.
Got to think about phone numbers.
He asks everybody for a phone number.
That's right. Listen, Jeff, thanks again. Thank you for taking time to cruise in for Car Club Talk. We are on Lone Star Community Radio at 104.5, 106.1 FM. We can also be found on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Spotify.
And don't forget our website, cruisincarclub.com.
I'm going to go to that website one of these days. What is it?
Cruisincarclub.com. We have over 35 podcasts on there, so everybody needs to go watch them.
I'm going to go look.
Sounds good. I'm here.
Thank you, guys. Out. Bleed.